Hey buddy, Paul back here again from Ballistic Blood Bullets. Time to beat your chest and let out a mighty roar for the release of Kong. Kong Skull Island. And yes, as it proclaims there, this is the 3D version. Comes with a 2D version as well. This is the exclusive Steelbook edition release from HMV. And very welcome it is indeed. Saw this one recently, earlier in the year. This is a 2017 release. Really enjoyed it. A good addition to the Kong franchise, and is not what most may have expected or anticipated, in that it's not a direct remake of the original. It's set in its own sort of mixed universe, really. There's elements certainly of the original, which is very welcome because that is still the first and the classic, of course, but it also takes elements, particularly at the start of the film, of the 1976 remake, which is quite interesting. Now please don't, for those of you who've not seen it, don't let that put you off, because that really was pretty much a car crash of a movie that even today doesn't improve with age. It was a good fun sort of matinee movie, I guess, for kids, but it wasn't as good as it could have been by a long shot. The creature Kong was pretty good, but they took a lot of changes and just displaced the whole theme for me in that 1976 remake. But I quite enjoyed it, but I really absolutely love this. But the link with the 76 movie is very clever. This film, Kong Skull Island, is set in 1973, and it almost sort of leads into the start of what happened in the 1976 movie. Very nicely done, but the links are quite tenuous, but also noticeable for those who have seen the 76 film and also know the Kong sort of franchise. So lots to be picked up on this, not just a standard sort of redux, so to speak. It definitely stands on its own, and in many ways it's more of a prequel, because this film certainly shows Kong in a different light. It really does show the people, the explorers and the army guys that land on the unexplored island, as being the bad guys, and Kong really just protecting his ground. So we learn another side about Kong, and it's interesting. But certainly the whole movie from start to finish is a fun ride and never lets up as far as the action is concerned, and on that front it is extremely well done. Good mix of practical and special effects, and they're just going to taste on the inside there, which is again always good to see. Interior artwork, but a flavour of the island itself. You've got that mist enshrouded island, and that definitely is taken from the 76 movie, nicely done as well. And once they break through that shroud of mist and come up on the island, literally all Kong hell lets loose. The Kong monster itself, really nicely done. That little bit different again from the other films, but not so different that it becomes like a scratching of the head, as they've done before with some of the Godzilla movies. You get a chunky Godzilla, you get a thin Godzilla, you get a downright slow and slovenly Godzilla, so it just doesn't fit in. There's this almost stereotypical image that you have of these monsters, and Kong is one of those. Stick to the classic Kong, that's really what you want to do, and that's pretty much what they've achieved with this movie as well. Very pleased to say. Let's just turn it around and have a look at just a panoramic shot there. It's nothing particularly outstanding. It would have been nice if the Steelbook had some embossing or debossing on it, and of course a lot of people, and I hate seeing that big glaring 3D there. We know that it's a 3D release. We know this is a 3D Steelbook, but you don't really need to emblazon it there. We're picking it up first and foremost because it's Kong Skull Island movie. We know from what we're ordering whether it's a 3D film or not. Just put it on the card that comes with it as a sticker or something. And there we are, just speaking of the card. Just give it a little taste of what the information is pertaining to the movie. Not a lot of information here, but you'll be pleased to know that it is the direct cinema uncut version, 235:1 widescreen aspect ratio, and you get all the goodies as far as the sound is concerned. Dolby Atmos, Dolby Digital, 5.1 DTS surround sound, all the goodness there. It isn't clear from this at all whether this UK release is actually region free or whether it's region B locked. More likely to be region B, but it doesn't state anywhere at all. Let's just bring in the discs for this as well so you can get a good look at those. 2-disc affair. You get the regular Blu-ray 2D theatrical version. You get the extra bonus material that comes on that disc as well, and the 3D disc there. It's nice, rather than just seeing the blue disc there, which is always very just plain and ordinary. Nice to introduce some colour there and actually get a nice look at Kong's face there as well. That's a nice image. It's very hard to make out there Kong himself. I believe that the original poster, what they've done is they've actually split the poster image here, because on the reverse side there you got the approaching soldiers there trudging through the water towards what seems to be Kong, and where it's cut off there, that image is a top. So you bring those two images together, and as I'm sure you're probably aware, that is the full poster artwork that you then get that was released for the cinema version of the film itself. Now this is, as far as the Steelbook is concerned, it is a matte finish. As I say, it could be more dynamic, and there's nothing obvious to indicate, as I say, if it's region B or region 3, which is a little bit annoying, but I'm sure if you like the look of this one, HMV always, they do, okay, it's not stunning, but they do release good films in good packaging, and they get the Steelbook option as well, and it's nice to have the options really. I'm sure there are other Steelbooks out there, but the HMV release for me was a no-brainer. Really enjoyed the movie, and I'm happy to use HMV over the obvious ones like Zavvi, who, as we know, have a troubled path that they've sort of put upon themselves for the last couple of years, not doing themselves great favours. Still releasing some good stuff, but just feel like a throwback to good, reliable days with HMV from the days of being able to walk into the store itself, and then they went to the internet. Had some difficulties, but now they're back. I'm very pleased to use them as well. Really enjoyed this movie, as I say. It's directed by Jordan Voigt Roberts, not a name that I'm overly familiar with, I must admit, but he's done a solid enough job with this one, so credit where credit is due. And his next project is apparently going to be the Metal Gear Solid, the popular gaming platform translating to screen. So he's going to go from a mighty gorilla to a massively popular snake. Yes! Wish him luck with that, because I'm sure a lot of gaming folk out there will be revelling in the possibility of seeing a decent Metal Gear Solid movie appear. And although I'm familiar with the game, but I've not played the game, I would definitely check out the movie. But we're here with Kong Skull Island. And the movie I found highly entertaining. Big fun, B-movie style action, done well, and sets off at a frenetic pace, and is certainly not dull at any point throughout the film. And we get a team of scientists exploring a hidden island, only to disturb its larger-than-life protector, of course, is Kong, and he is king. The unit of well-armed soldiers designated to the explorers literally pummel the island with explosives and awaken a giant. Kong rightly fights back, far from being the monster here in this one. That honour actually does go to the out of control PSTD Army Assault Team leader Preston Packard, who's played fittingly well here in the movie by Samuel L. Jackson. The film has a creditable cast overall, actually, featuring Tom Hiddleston, Brie Larson, John Goodman, and it's got a particularly good turn, I felt, from John C. Reilly as well. He does a really good turn in this film. But they all step up into the heart of darkness, and yes, that reference is indeed intended, as the film is very much a neat mix of the classic original King Kong and a big old dollop of Apocalypse Now, and the old Vietnam theme is carried over throughout the film, actually being set in 1973. They do play on that quite a bit, but in a good way. I think that the whole look and feel of the movie definitely does balance that cross between really recognising the monster that is war and the monster creature that is Kong as well. Good combination of the two, well balanced in this film. Now, interestingly, the opening sequence and 70s setting also nestles neatly into the storyline of the 1976 King Kong remake that I mentioned earlier there, that starred Jessica Lange and Jeff Bridges. But Kong Skull Island is far superior in every way, it must be said, certainly from my point of view anyway. And the movie has a well done blend both of practical and special effects here. It does not hold back on the hard action and moments of surprise gore as well. Definitely look out for a very cool giant spider creation and a bloody and startling kill moment that delivers a very deliberate and deftly done nod to the infamous scene from the notorious Ruggiero Deodato shocker Cannibal Holocaust. Now, for me, I really enjoyed the movie, and having the 3D movie, get the teeth in, having the 3D version here, which hopefully also showcases the IMAX CinemaScope vision of the feature, as intended to show, of course, the film at its best on the IMAX screens. It definitely looks good, and it's a more than solid production. And the 1973 setting looks authentic, and the old tech blend of 70s equipment adds to the flavour of the movie nicely as well. Please do let me know your thoughts on the movie, and if you are picking up either the regular Blu-ray or grabbing yourselves one of the Steelbook releases as well, or if you're going for this 3D exclusive Steelbook edition from HMV. Do welcome your thoughts on that, and what your overall sort of view is about the movie and the release itself, and if you're going for that 3D version, what your experience of it was. But anyway, really, as I say, looking forward to seeing this one again and checking it out, particularly in 3D. So thanks so much for watching, and do be sure to watch Kong Skull Island right through to the end credits for some extra reveals that are very interesting as far as the future potential franchise, not necessarily just for Kong, but creature features in general, and just that hint of a future Kong versus Godzilla, and who knows what else from the classic Hong Kong, or indeed Japanese, not Hong Kong, Japanese original Godzilla, crossing over themes and bringing it up to date. Kong versus Godzilla today, that's going to be a special film if that's the way they decide to go. But check out past those end credits and decide for yourselves. But till next time, take care everybody, see you all soon, and bye for now.